Hey folks, Dan Frio here with your closing bell for August 7th, 2025. So it looks like the president actually assigned a new Federal Reserve member because we actually had one quit last week. So we have that hitting us today. And also we have news on tariffs. Tariffs hit today. How did the markets react to that? Well, that's what we're going to focus in on today's video, as well as consumer credit just hit $7 billion. It should be something to freak out about. That's what we're going to talk about today. So, folks, let's get to it. My name is Dan Frio. I actually do this video each day to inform you guys what's going on with those and the whys behind it. Because if you're watching this video, you most likely are looking to buy or refinance. So I'm trying to make sense of these for you to see if we can make homes a little more affordable for you. So let's get to it. Here's what we had hitting the news today. President Trump names Stephen Miran to the Federal Reserve Board. Now, he's not replacing the Federal Reserve chairman, folks. He's just replacing one member of the Federal Reserve who decided to quit. Her tenure was up in January 2026, and she just decided she had enough and she's out. So President Trump just announced another member there to replace her position. And then we also have Tariffs hit today, and unless you got the can kicked on you, like some countries did, you're going to have, it's National Tariff Day, I guess is what they're going to call it. So let's go over and see how the markets reacted to this. First, we're going to go over to the stock market, and I think we got a little bit of a bite out of the front end here. If you look through this, there's really no technicals that would cause a sell-off in this, so it just might be a little bit of a profit-taking from people, the Dow Jones and the S&P hitting record highs day after day. So that's what we've seen through here. NASDAQ was up a little bit today. The good thing is we have the VIX down at 16. Again, the blood pressure on Wall Street's a little bit lower than where it is normally. And then go over to oil. Let's see what oil is doing. Fantastic, folks. 63 is going to help the inflation numbers big time. This could offset a little bit of that tariff inflation that we're expecting as well. So this is fantastic news when it comes to the inflation front. Let's go over to crypto, see how it's doing, because crypto was just approved to be able to be used in 401ks. So a lot of people are now going to invest in these. So these are areas that we focus in on each day. But what we really focus in on, folks, we want to try to figure out where mortgage rates are going and the whys behind it. So let's get over to the economic calendar we have for today. Then we're going to review what we have tomorrow. But today there's some information I want to bring out to you guys. And the continued jobless claims are a little bit scary, but there's another piece of this I want to talk to you about. Consumer credit. Okay, so here's what the numbers look like. If you come across here and you see consumer credit announced today, the last reading was 5.13 billion. It was expected to go to 7.4. It came in at 7.37. You might think, and I thought the same thing, that is a huge increase. Well, I usually don't follow this a lot, but if you go down through here, I guess it's really not. You look at history, and the last readings we had, look in July, forecast is 10, June 2025, 17 billion, May, 10 billion. So I guess I'll take a 7 billion. It's a fraction of where we were in June. So maybe this isn't so bad in numbers. So let's go pop up to the jobs markets in the jobs report that we got today. Okay, there was a couple pieces of this I want to dig into just to kind of bring it out to see where the labor force is, because all these things are a piece of what the Federal Reserve and also the markets look at to figure out what's going on with these things, folks. So if you need to understand why we're going through all these components, I just did a video, I think it was Wednesday this week or the other day. I'll post it right up through here, and I basically walk you guys through why we go through each one of these components and what data we draw out of there. So here's the data we're going to pull out today. Continued jobless claims. Well, let's skip that first, because this is the area that's showing a little bit of concern on my end. So we have initial jobless claims, 226,000. How does that fare? Well, it's kind of in line with what we expected. So this wasn't a huge miss or anything there. Non-farm payroll productivity jumped from negative 1.8 to positive 2.4. Unit labor cost went from 6.9 to 1.6. All this is good numbers. These are good numbers. What I don't like is this. This is basically telling us if you're starting to see this growing, okay, that means people are having a tough time getting a job. So if you get let go, more and more people, unfortunately, are staying on that unemployment because it's getting a little stickier to get hired. That's the piece of the puzzle that we're going to focus in on, the continued jobless claims. Now, we do have some good information down through here on the 30-year bond auction that took place today. Actually, the last time that they sold off all this debt, and guys, we're at record numbers right now in debt. Okay, there's a glut of debt being issued, and I think we're kind of on the tail end of this. But the encouraging thing right through here is this. The last time it took about 4.9% interest rates to get rid of all this debt. It went down to 8 point, we'll just go 4.8. That's a pretty good move when you're talking billions and billions of dollars. So I'll take that as a positive. So if in net normal, if you go through here, the jobs market, today's numbers didn't look all that bad. Continued claims is getting a little iffy, but down through here, consumer credit, don't let it scare you off too much because it is really volatile month by month by month. So a lot of people, when it's really bad, they'll bring it to your attention. When it's not, they won't. So I just thought I'd bring it to your attention today. So now let's get over to the bond market and see how it's reacting for today. So let's get over to here. So if you're new to my channel, how we focus on what in the heck's going on with mortgage rates, right through here, folks. We don't watch the 10-year Treasury. We're just going to get rid of that behind the screens. What we focus in here on the channel is right through here. This is what's happening in the mortgage bond market, okay? The mortgage bond, this bond right here, the yield on this thing is the biggest component of your mortgage rate. So we follow this to figure out where the yield's going. So here's what you need to understand. And this is as simple as it gets. If this bond price is going up, let's go over to a 2-day chart. Okay, well, that's not even good. Let's go to a 5-day chart. Okay, so here's a good day. As this chart goes up, that means rates, or mortgage rates in this case, because it's a mortgage bond, they're coming down. Okay, so as this goes up, they come down. Well, when they go down, rates go up. So we want this always to be positive. Today we got a negative 11, so we might have a little retraction tomorrow when the opening bell comes out. There was a little bit of reprieve midday, but by the end of the day, the bond market's reacted a little bit more to the end of the closing day data, and so there might be a little reprieve tomorrow morning in mortgage rates. Okay, so now let's get over to earnings. We want to focus in on jobs and earnings because if the corporations are making money and they can pay your salaries and people are still buying, that means the economy is going to be okay. That's the easiest way to kind of think about it. So let's get over to corporate earnings. And yesterday we had things like McDonald's and Disney and Uber. All these companies, they blew out their earnings. Well, let's see what today fares because every day is a little different. So we go over to Thursday the 7th. We're going to just go up through here. What these are telling us, if it's red, they missed their earnings per share. Okay, then we're going to look at earnings per share and also their revenue. So right now we're looking at earnings per share. All we're going to look at is to see if these are green, red, or gray. If they're green, that means the company exceeded their expectations on earnings per share. If it's red, they didn't. If it's gray, they didn't post earnings. So out of this, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 18 companies represented up here. 3 of those didn't hit estimates. Okay, let's look at it like I usually try to look at. Well, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 that did or exceeded expectations. That's how I like to look at it. The glass half full instead of so many people looking at everything as glass half empty. So right now in corporate earnings, we see on earnings per share, pretty good market. Go over to revenue. Some of the companies there haven't posted yet because it's after hours, but let's look at this one. Again, we have one company out of 18 that didn't hit forecasts. But we have all these others, and there's a slew of them, that did hit on earnings, or this one is revenue. So basically on earnings per share and revenue, looks like companies are solid throughout this week, all through earnings season. So that's giving us a thumbs up. So the economy in general, we're going to look at. Unemployment numbers a little shaky, so we're going to continue to watch continued jobless claims. See if people are able to get back in the workforce. That's what we're going to focus in on. Then the tariff reactions. You're always going to get those tariff reactions up, down, or whatever. But really, tomorrow's economic data, there's really, I don't think anything in the cards for Friday that should really upset the apple cart. There is nothing, folks. So, oil rig things, and that's about it. So that should do it. We'll be back at the opening bell tomorrow, but let's get over to one other thing. I just want to bring this up. Gerrymandering. Do you guys know what gerrymandering is? If you don't, look it up. It's crazy. Okay, I live in Illinois, and Illinois, I tried to look at the mapping system one time, and you're like, you got to be kidding me. I want to show you one thing. Let's look at this. And this isn't any jab at anybody, any political party. I just want to show you how the gerrymandering thing works. This is Fox, and I know you guys probably, some people don't like Fox, but I live in Illinois, folks. I just want you to see this. This is our electoral map on how it was redistricted and kind of why. Let's get over to this just for kicks.
Yeah, our Democrats, and you're right. The worst example is Illinois. I mean, they got 2 seats. You pointed out the 2 in western and southern parts of the state. I mean, they're jokes. They take every union stronghold, Rockford, Quad Cities, then a little bit of Peoria where there's a blue-collar neighborhood.
Okay, folks, we're not getting into political. This is where I live. This is Illinois. Okay, so it's crazy because this is how it's written. But look at where, like, for example, green or red, blue is Democrat, red is Republican. All right, but look at these things, like up through here and over through here, and that little bubble there, and why that section. This is what's crazy. Why don't you just section off like this corridor here, so it's representative areas, not specifics. Like this is mostly the city. Okay, then you start getting in the suburbs, and then here's what he was saying: unions and some other things. Now, again, folks, I don't want to be political. I just want to show you need to understand what gerrymandering is. This is the state I live in, and this was actually just, I think, reported today maybe, and that's why I posted it. Where is it down here? So it popped up because I'm in Illinois, and I thought it was intriguing, and gerrymandering and all this stuff, the redistricting is all over the place. So I just want you guys to understand how this works. So just educate yourself, do some studies on this. Let me know what your state gerrymandering looks like, and post that down below. I'd love to see how it works in your state as well. So that's it for today, folks. So let me explain to you who I am and what I do. So I work at a federal bank, folks. That's what I do. So that gives me a license throughout the entire country. Okay, so if you're in any of the 50 states as well as Puerto Rico, we'd love to help you. So we also did this, and this is why I'm here at this bank. They had the ingenuity to say, okay, when we have a client call or come to our website or where we want to make sure we can do everything we can to help them. So what do we do? What are you looking for when you're watching these videos, when you're out there looking to buy or refinance a home? You're out there and saying, okay, I want to find the best rate. That's all we hear from people. What's your rate? What's your fees? What's your rate? What's your fees? Okay, so here's what we did. Instead of you having to go out there and apply at these 5 different banks, why don't you just apply at one? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're set up with 33 other banks. They're credit unions, just mortgage lenders, and banks. Why did we do that? Well, it's to help you guys out. So here's what happens. When you put in your application here, we're going to put in your application one time. You don't have to go to 5 different places. We're going to pull your credit one time, and then you don't have to pull it all those other places. And what we're going to do is we're going to get you approved, and then we're going to compare your loan in rates and fees with our bank and all the 33 other banks that we are associated with. That's how this works. So by using me to facilitate all this, and you work with us during this whole entire process, that's what we do for you. So if you can get rate quotes of over 33 different lenders, well, God bless you. If you want to put the hard work onto our shoulders, please go to therateupdate.com. Here's my website. Here's what we'd ask you to do. If you're looking to refinance, and you're like, okay, I don't know what rate I want. I know I want lower than where it is today. Well, if that's you're staying on the fence, just click the refinance button right through here. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to put in your mortgage information and what rate do you want to refinance? And when that rate hits there, I'll reach out to you personally and I'll say, okay, let's go review the numbers because it's got to make sense. So does it make sense? Are you happy with the savings and everything else? Well, then let's get you locked in, get the paperwork started and moving forward. If we can't help you or the rate doesn't get to that level, you won't hear from me. Okay. Another thing is if you've already got 2, 3, 4, 5 quotes, what I'd ask you to do is send me the best one you got. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll do a personalized video right back to you saying, here's what I can or can't do. And many times what we're winning on is the fees and the rate, believe it or not. So if we can't help you in both those, most likely I'll send you a video back saying, God bless you. You did a fantastic job. Please go ahead and just sign the docs with your current lender. You're good to go. Nobody else should be able to beat you. So that's how honest we are here, folks, and that's how we want to keep it. So if you're out here on our website, also, if you're looking to buy, well, we also have a grant program right through here. It'll give you up to $7,000 if you're looking to buy a house right now. So folks, just check out our website. There's a bunch of tools here, and there's also ways to get in hold of us by phone, or you can click here, right here. It says Ask Dan. You can ask me a question right through here, and I'll send you a personalized video, most likely back. Or if you want me to call you, just put in your phone number and say, Dan, love for you to call. And I'll be on the phone with you probably within 24 hours. So thanks for watching, folks. God bless. I can't wait to see you tomorrow to see how all this mess starts another day, but I'm not really thinking there's going to be much changes tomorrow because there's really nothing on the economic news. But tune in tomorrow to see. Take care, folks. God bless and have a great evening. Bye-bye.